Have you ever heard the say, we gotta keep it in the family? This one actually was taking quite the level I didn't expect. So today we're gonna actually talk about Hajimete no Hitozuma. Now, I hope I'm saying that correctly. First of all, if you guys can correct me in the comments, I'll be greatly appreciated. So yes, Hajimete no Hitozuma has been a very widely known anime for quite some time. It even made memes for some reason. And when I saw it the first time, I was like, maybe this could be quite an interesting show. So I decided to watch it. I watched all beside two, and this was actually recommended by a friend of mine too, because when he actually sent me a message with like the pictures of the females, of the known females that was the main character, and he was like, hey bro, I would like you to review this, because when I instantly recognized the show, because based on the animations and the female characters, yeah, I was able to recognize it right away. And he was like, well, maybe you should do a review on this and see what people think. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I might as well do it. So we're gonna talk about the first episode ever made of Hajimete no Hitozuma. Now, our three main characters are involved are as follows. We have Tomoya, which is the husband and son of Tagawa, who is the father and a widower because his wife passed away a few years ago, which means Tomoya's mother also is related to Tagawa, of course. We have Tomoya, Tagawa, and we never actually knew the mother's name. And then we have his wife, Yoshino. Now, Yoshino is apparently, we have a backstory from her. When she was attending high school at the time, she comes across her now father in law, Tagawa, who at the time was still mourning from his wife's passing. And then, of course, when he was lonely, he needed to fulfill his, thirst. And of course, she did that reluctantly at first, at least. And then, a few years later, she comes across him again because when she realized who he was, it turns out to be her husband's father. And then of course he ended up having a business trip and he had to go away for some time. And she was like, well, I'm a bit nervous just by being here. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. My dad's gonna take care of us. It's gonna take everything's gonna be okay. And she reluctantly agreed, of course, given to his soft nature and whatnot, his caring nature. And then, of course, while to cop all past pleasantries, homeboy Tomoya was knocked the out, and because bro was tired. And then we see like Tagawa and Yoshino talking, and he's like, "Oh, do you remember the good old days when we was having our first affair and whatnot?" And she's like, "Don't even remind me about that. Why do you have to remind me?" And he's like, "Well, listen, I'm lonely again, and I was hoping that you could, help a boy out. I mean, help a nigga out." And she reluctantly did it without even reservation. Now, I can't even say reluctantly because it kind of defeats the purpose of it, but she actually agreed to his, command without even hesitating, without even thinking twice. And homegirl was going in. She was going ham on this nigga. And the worst part of it all, here's the worst part of it. And this is something that I cannot stress out enough, right? They did it while homeboy was asleep. And the dad, not gonna lie, the dad is diabolical. The dad tells her, hey, don't worry about it. He's so tired. He's like dead, basically. Because he's a deep sleeper like me. I'm a deep sleeper. And I could sleep through earthquakes, tsunamis, whatever you want to call, whatever natural disaster, I can sleep through it and wake up like nothing happens. That's just me. And here's the worst, nah, it gets even worse from here. During the whole session, she was like bent over, and bro was drilling her insides, and homie was asleep. She was literally on top of him, and she was looking at him with sad eyes, and she was like, I am so sorry I'm doing this to you right now. If you have any idea the kind of turmoil I was going through even before I met you, it's almost insane. It's almost atrocious. And of course, when he did roll bareback, Oh my God, that's where the affair, or I should say the fire, was rekindled from the past. Oh my goodness, the worst thing you could do is ever go back to the past and let that fire rekindle. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And ended up with her being under her father-in-law's control again because bro has experience despite being a bit older, but he's far more experienced than the son. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy work for me. That is iniquitous work. But anyways, that is it for the context. And without further ado, let's get right into this.
緊張で吐きそう。
大丈夫だって。そういえば父さんとの同居のことなんだけどさ。まだ先の話だし、すぐに決めなくていいからさ。
気をも。
二人ともよく来たね。
父さん、この人が。
はじめまして、吉野かな子です。
智也の父の田川誠です。いつも息子がお世話になっています。
こちらこそ。なんでこの人が智也のお父さんなの。呼び方はかなでいいよ。7年前だもん。気づいてないよね。智也寝ちゃいましたね。
そうだね。
お酒弱いのにすっごい飲んでましたもんね。
嬉しかったんだろうね。
同居のことなんですけど。
同居？新婚の邪魔するほど野暮じゃないよ。
なんかすみません。
智也も嫌だろう。婚約者を抱いていた男と一緒に住むなんて。
ああ、気づいていたんですか。
Well, that is it for this episode. Now I must say, what the did I just watched? And then again, the animation was alright for the most part, and I think the story was quite unexpected because I didn't expect to see this backstory. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, and I'm gonna do part 2 very soon, so make sure to look out for that. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for more content. If you guys press on all, you guys will be able to see when I upload next. But anyways, again, I appreciate your support and enjoy the rest of your weekend and happy Easter. Peace out.